we're going to be talking about the Smash Machine that is starring Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt, and is written and directed by Benny Safdie. It's a story about...
Boulder.
The Boulder. What's his name? Mark
Karr.
Mark Karr. He's like one of the pioneers of the UFC. He started with a guy named Coleman? There's two of them.
Started off, so there was Coleman and then Mark Karr, and they both started off in wrestling and shifted to UFC, but this is before UFC was UFC, and it was under what was it called? Pride in Japan.
Yeah. So like, I guess some of the rules and regulations they had couldn't transpire.
They were still being built in terms of regulation. Like when you were watching the first opening scenes, in my eyes, it looks like bare knuckle fighting. Do you know that's a thing? That's a sport.
Yeah, I've heard of bare knuckle fighting. Yeah. It really looked like that.
It looked like I remember the first time I watched bare knuckle fighting.
Oh, you watched it? I only seen clips of it all.
Like I was made to watch a compilation.
On YouTube, was it?
Yeah. I was like
World Star.
No, on YouTube. And I was like, bro, this is so... Like, I can see the Parkinson's coming out.
Yeah, it's really cringe.
Yeah, this is so... Like, so intense and so bloody, because it's like blood from someone else's face, but blood from your... Oh, the cross-contamination, sorry.
And now we just have, like, slap fighters now. You've seen the slap ones? Slap the shit out of
Oh,
someone.
yeah.
Now we got those. So it does speak on the start of UFC, but mostly spoke about Mark's life between I think it's between
1997 to 2000.
Yeah, so like 3 years between his career, his relationship, and of course his drugs addiction as well. Well, was that towards his relationship?
I've got nothing to say. Well, let's dive in.
Do you want to start about the good or the bad?
Let's talk about our first initial conversation about it, because obviously me and Junior actually watched it. Was your screening?
I think we came at the same time.
Was your screening at 2:25?
My one's at 2:20.
Yeah,
so literally.
So I went to the Picture House in Greenwich.
Yeah, and I went. Oh shit! I went to Cineworld in Greenwich.
Oh wait. What?
I went to Cineworld in Greenwich. Still, it was literally in the same place. Yeah. Because man messaged me saying, "Oh, I just finished Smash Machine." I literally came out the screen and I was like, "Same." So I was like thinking, wait, was she in the same screening as me? I looked back like, no, because my screening, there wasn't much people there. It was an early Friday, innit? So no one was really around.
And I like that.
Yeah, I kind of had it to myself.
Going to the cinema in unemployment hours.
Oh shit! Don't even get the horse. That's a dream.
Going to the cinema in unemployment hours is... I had the whole road to myself.
Bro, you can do anything, bro.
Someone fell asleep behind me, and then they were like laughing at him, and I was like, look, I thought you heard someone snoring.
Yeah, that was lit. So yeah, we both watched at the same time. I think we have somewhat the same sentiments in terms of what you thought about this film. It's very interesting to see Benny Safdie go apart from his brother Josh and decide to make this film. I think it's very great to see Dwayne Johnson in this role.
And he really pushed away from himself, because I think it's quite easy for him to have a typecast of being like, oh yeah, well, he also did wrestling, he can relate to this, but it wasn't Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I think it's the first time I maybe looked at his character and I'm like, oh, he's playing someone else.
Yeah.
And I think this is a perfect role for him to start doing these type of performances, because there is a little bit of like, he has something to work off of, especially being from wrestling, obviously.
Understanding the whole like deep emotional situation of it as well.
So
yeah, because you know how like early on in his career, like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I think this when he was doing NFL, was like super depressed.
Oh really? No, I didn't know about
that.
I actually don't know much about his career until like he really indulged into Hollywood. But before that, I didn't know much about it. So he seemed like he had some stuff.
He knows what it is to be. What was it I wrote? I'm currently writing my Letterboxd review, and I said it was like a lens into the man behind the fallen champion.
Yeah. And then I think the film really does a good job of showing that the emotions between himself, his passion for the game as well. It seemed like the way he speaks about the actual sport is like, I just never heard anyone talk about that.
Yeah, like what was it? There was like a metaphor that I loved where he was like, the difference between a flashlight and a laser,
yeah,
because it's 100% concentrated, whereas a flashlight is just spread out and you're just erratic. Yeah.
And I think that kind of leads into like the whole like the performance, but also like the style of how they show the fighting scene. So we both spoke about like the use of music, the use of like soft jazz, which was very interesting for this film to have. Like,
it felt like, I'm not 100% sure, so you may need to fact check me on this, but it felt like it was improvised jazz as well, because it's a lot of people argue that like improvised jazz is like a conversation between two musicians, and so essentially like with this is just my interpretation, with the fight as well, it's a conversation between the two athletes.
That's what I felt about it as well. Like, I felt like the tone of this film, it was really like where we found this like pace and we're gonna stick onto this pace, and when it even comes to like some like pretty much intense fighting scenes, like some shots are like on screen for a while.
And sound as well, like, because really you would hear like the crack of knuckles and gosh.
Seeing all of that and just hearing like somewhat smooth like jazz, or maybe somewhat intense jazz, but still like in the same type of tempo, you're like, and to me it was giving a vibe of like they were like in their zone. And the music was trying to make you aware that they're chilled right now, like they're having fun. And I think that's what the whole Mark thing was like. I think in the beginning stages of the film, when he's like in hospital or like in a waiting room and he sees the old lady and she's like, oh, do you guys hate each other? It's like, absolutely not. And I guess you saw that with his friend. It was also named as Mark as well. Mark Coleman was like, the relationship was quite strong. Dwayne's performance in it was incredible, and I feel like they did a good job of like at least trying to make him look less like Dwayne Johnson.
It was 100% like, it was easy for me to detach Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson from Mark Kerr on screen.
Yeah, he had a voice as well. He sounded differently than Dwayne. But what do you think about his performance as a whole?
I think I can completely understand why people think this is his best performance.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I don't really have anything to knock down his performance. I feel like it was a very raw moment, and it really showed the duality of what masculinity can look like.
Oh yeah, definitely, for sure.
That was clip that. But like, I feel like the pacing for me did really draw it out.
Oh yeah, the pacing. You know what? Because we spoke about the tone. Like, I think because of that type of tone and type of like vibe that it was going with, I think from like when things are happening, things ain't really happening. There's no like crazy moments in this film where the story like develops nuts. Like he's drugged out, he's dealing with addiction somewhat from the beginning. He overcomes his addiction. He has some tiff for tat with his girlfriend or partner, or his girlfriend, and then he goes back into arena and fights, but he loses, but he's still like happy with where he's at. There's nothing.
But he's come to realize, because I think at the beginning of the film, he loses, obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry.
His first fight. Yeah, we're going through spoilers.
There's spoilers, but also at the same time, guys, it's based on a real story, so it's not spoilers. It's literally a biopic.
Yeah, he loses his first fight.
He loses his first fight, and then from that, he really leans heavy into his opioid addiction.
Yeah.
We've already talked about the whole opium epidemic in America and how it's absolutely scary from Dope Sick.
Yeah.
So now seeing it from a different perspective, which is on Disney Plus, seeing it from a different perspective, different perspective of like what we can see normal high functioning addicts can look like.
Yeah.
And how it can be literally just anyone.
Yeah.
It was like kind of scary, but also really nice to see that he'd overcome that addiction.
Yeah, and I feel like all those moments he had, it still wasn't like a huge shift into the story. So it didn't need to be 2 hours. I feel like it could have been trimmed down
to an hour and a half, sorely, or even an hour 45.
Yeah, I think so. Shit, it was long. Like, I think when I realized, you know what, I think we've gone past it, is actually when he started to get better, and it's like he went to rehab and he came out of rehab. I feel like that we took a long time to get to there.
Yeah.
It's like we could have chopped some bits
But then
down.
it didn't. But even when he was in rehab, it didn't feel like it was Mark Kerr's story anymore. It was Mark Coleman's story.
Oh yeah, that's when I guess decided to do a switch because we started looking into his life and how he's got his family that he needs to take care of and he's about to retire. He's thinking about retiring. People are telling him to retire. He's like, I want to go one horror type of thing.
So it's kind of like the tale of the two Marks, where we've got the fallen champion and the underdog.
Yeah.
And I mean, I get that obviously that tale within itself is something that people are going to be engaged with. But if it's a biopic about Mark Kerr, why are we having so much time about Mark Coleman?
Yeah. Well, it seemed like Mark Kerr was actually in the film at the end, so we finally got to see his.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he probably was quite involved. I saw some pictures behind the scenes. Seemed like he was somewhat involved, at least for Dwayne Johnson to pick up his mannerisms and how he behaves. So I don't know if Mark probably said that Coleman plays a huge part of my life because he helped me with my addiction, helped me with this and that. So it seemed like Coleman probably held a lot of weight into his life, and maybe he said, you know what, I want him more involved in the story.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah.
But look, I'm gonna say this.
Go on.
Dawn, the girlfriend, is the villain.
Oh shit, she's the. Yes, man, get them.
No, like she can't.
So you saw the issues.
She was a toxic girlfriend. That's A1 toxic girlfriend.
Yeah.
She saw that he was on stuff. She was just stressing him out. He's trying to concentrate.
Oh, that's
He's about to go into a fight. Like, I don't want to sound like she's the worst wag in history.
What's a wag?
She's the worst wag in history. He's about to go into a fight. Why are you stressing him?
Yeah.
Why are you stressing him before a fight? And then he loses. You know damn well that's because you started an argument with him.
Yeah.
And then you snitch also to his trainer. You should have snitched to his trainer way beforehand.
Yeah, now you're telling him afterwards. Yeah.
What's that going to do?
The one that got me was like, he just came out of rehab. You went out with your friend to get drunk, which is fine because it's their birthday celebration. But then you decided you take
You're
pills.
gonna put right in front of him.
She went up and said, "Excuse me," and opened the drawer and took the drugs out. I was like, so you think this is all right? And he's like, "Babe, come on, like I'm trying to." And
then he calls his sponsor, and she starts getting mad for him calling her sponsor.
It's clearly she enjoyed taking care of him. Like she said in the film.
Yeah, but you can still take care of someone, especially with his role. Still take care of someone, but not be so like in his space like that.
Yeah.
She was getting jealous of the trainers and the coach.
Yeah.
Like, the worst one was he did his first win at the Pride contest in Japan for the first time in a while, and they were getting amped up for the semi and the final. So he's like in LA going ham with his trainer. She comes up and she's like, "I fixed the ball for you."
No, I think that was the wrong time to give the gift, but it was a thoughtful gift.
It was a thoughtful gift, but then she said, "Yeah, we're going back to Phoenix," which is where they live.
Yeah.
Her trainer's like,
bruh. Like, can you come back in and like fight? We need to train. Like you've got
a
200K.
big fight.
Which back then, eh?
Money.
Money.
What do you mean? Back then, even now, that 200K with interest to now, that's money. That's probably over a quarter mil. That's over a quarter mil. And you're telling me.
You did too much, man.
And so she's like, yeah. And then she's now making him party. He's drinking now.
Yeah. And she's getting onto him.
And she's getting onto him, saying, "Oh, you think you're holier than thou?" He's drinking in front of you.
Yeah.
And now you're threatening to call his sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you didn't drag him here.
Yeah.
And he said, no more party.
Yeah.
Oh, please, no. She was there for the clout.
Bruv. And when she was like, "Oh, you gonna do hit me? Do it then, punch me." I was like, women like that scare me.
Scary. No, scary. Because she'll be the one, she'll even hit herself and then blame him. She's the type, I can tell you now, that's the type of girl that she was.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "No." He's so calm as well. "No, you need to pack your bags and leave." And I said, yes. She gets up. She goes into the gun thing. He's hearing that because they have a safety, what's it called, cabinet for it.
Yeah.
Puts in the pin, and then he's hearing it. He runs upstairs, and she's there with a gun to her head. And then she starts getting mad at him.
Yeah, yeah. I wasted my life on you. 15 years, 10 years on you. I wasted my life on you. Let go of me.
And he's like, I need to be in the right headspace so I can win us.
Yeah. And what happens?
This money, like, I'm gonna win us this money.
Yeah.
After this, he ends up stopping her from trying to do OD, and he has to call the ambulance. No, the police, because they need to check on her because she's obviously not okay. That was domestic violence in 4K.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or how many other cases. That was domestic. Like, domestic violence isn't just for women, it also occurs for men. And this was a prime example of domestic violence.
Yeah.
And bless him, he was so in love with her, he went back.
Yeah.
But because of that argument, his headspace wasn't there for the fight because he was thinking about her and everything that had just happened.
Yeah.
And again, because she started an argument with him, he lost the match.
I don't like this guy. Now, that being said...
No, she's the worst wag of all in history.
She was draining. I think I saw both sides at some points. I mostly was on the side of Mark's character because I thought she was doing too much, but maybe Mark wasn't letting her in. Then the moments when he did let her in, it seemed like she wasn't really interested in what he was talking about. There were scenes where he was talking about how much... He was talking about the passion.
The high. There's this high. There's just no, but you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me talk.
Yeah. It was mad. But that being said, I feel like Emily Blunt's performance in this was
phenomenal.
Incredible. I think this is...
I didn't think I was gonna hate Emily Blunt more than I did in Devil Wears Prada as who she was in there. But this character, Dawn, is on site.
She was
on site.
She was actually jarring. I was actually surprised at the end where it was like, oh, they got married and had a kid.
They had kid. But then they were only married for 6 years, and I said, yeah, that's right, because she's not a right person. She's not the right person. She's so unhealthy. I respect women's rights and wrongs, but I can't respect that.
Yeah, you're right. What I'll say regarding this film, just to end things, is Dwayne Johnson's performance was really good. I think this is a good start for his career. I guess his new career that he's now pursuing, where he's like taking on different roles.
And now that he's like trimming down as well, I think he's coming for Uncle Dave, because Uncle Dave keeps taking on the wrong type of films.
Do you think this is what I thought about when I was watching the film? Wasn't he trying to look a little bit like Dave at the end? He looked a lot like Dave Bautista at the very end. Because when he got that little mustache thing and the bald cap and then the earring, I said, that's Dave Bautista.
That's Uncle Dave back in the WWE days. Yeah. That was Uncle Dave in the WWE days.
Literally. So I was like, what are we doing over here? I'm happy for Dwayne Johnson. Do I think this is Oscar worthy? Hell no. But I think it will get an Oscar nom because of the story.
I think it will get an Oscar nom. I also think that potentially it could get something for its editing.
Editing was good. I think it was really good. It was written really well. I like the writing in it. I think Benny did a really good job writing it.
It was really good, and it did make me appreciate the films that are being shown at Picture House. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Picture House. Yeah. Because we've got a story about addiction in Smashing Machine. We also got that in Urchin. Yeah. And then also it's actually showing a wide perspective of representation. Yeah. So we've seen a few films that don't focus on like ableist perspectives. Yeah. We've seen people with who are deaf, people who are no longer able to have able bodies. Yeah. There's I Swear, which is about Tourette's as well.
I watched that. That was good.
Yeah. Yeah. So I feel like it's just a very interesting time to see a bigger picture of what real life looks like for different people, not just like
one soul group. Yeah, that's very true. Smash Machine is in the cinema right now, so do check it out. I do want to touch on that. I think there is a little bit of fiction between Josh and Benny Safdie. I have no proof, but I think there's fiction there.
I think they just both wanted to go on different directions, and it's not every day, come bring your brother on.
It is, but I think there's fiction there. My man has a whole film out. Has Josh Safdie said anything about his film? Has Josh Safdie sent him any flowers to say congratulations? Any form of promotion?
Josh Safdie. I was Josh Safdie's muse for Uncut Gems. Have you seen him actually? Speaking of Julia Fox.
No, I haven't seen what he said.
I haven't seen it yet. I feel like the third was just a very difficult time to pick a film, and I think we were very lucky that we saw Urchin. I had got a message from Yvette, a friend of the show, and she said, "Oh, like what's worth watching? There's so much going out this week," and I said, "Go watch Urchin." After watching Smashing Machine.
Yeah.
That's
Fair.